but hang on a minute, right? We've just created loads of businesses. We just accept that half of them go to the wall within 5 years, half of them with jobs, you know. So anyway, I bring it up because I'm driving home, I'm thinking about things, and I had that conversation in my last meeting. It's not advice, but I just wanted them to know, you know, anyone who's got to 5 years in business is a winner. Just about to set out for a day seeing some businesses, and the first one I'm going to go and see is a violin maker, which I've been looking forward to greatly. Yeah, despite all the business stuff, I'm still mainly in awe of people who can design and make things. So I'm just waiting for my little boy to go off on his school trip, and then we will set off. It's going to take me a couple of hours to get there. We always travel wherever the work is, which I think is good policy, and we'll see what happens. There he goes on his canal walk. So I'm off. Right, just come out of the meeting with the violin company, and that was everything I hoped it would be. It was, hang on a minute. It was an Aladdin's cave. I'd never been there before, and the shop was like, there were violins hanging everywhere. I was banging my head a few times, and they had an actual violin maker, a craftsman, making the violins in the shop, and yeah, it's all rather brilliant. Anyway, I was with them a couple of hours, and hopefully it was useful. It was a classic example of website building where you have an intelligent person who was the owners, and just like all intelligent people, they want to know how things work, they like to do things themselves, and it takes a long time because they're trying to do their original job as well. So he was using Magento and had heard that Magento is a web package that Google loves better than the others. I think that's rubbish. I think that's just slurs and slander from certain companies. I think they're all as good as each other. Every website builder fundamentally builds it in HTML, and that's what browsers read and what Google reads. So I don't buy that any website package is better than another. And they always update it. He mentioned mobile responsive. Yes, I need a website that can be seen well on websites nowadays, on mobile phones, but, you know, is everybody going to redesign their website? Oh, hope not. There's better things to do. Although, you know, if you're pure e-business, you have to. So, what did we come out of there with? Well, we came out with stop building, get your products out there as soon as possible. I mean, this business is brilliant, really, from a brand perspective. They really are what they say they are. They are crafts people, musicians, and the shop itself. I mean, come on, that was. I wish I took some film actually. That is unbelievable. So, what do we do with that? Well, they price their product the same as everyone else, a bit cheaper, but they're twice as good. That's a fairly simple one for me, which is tell people straight away. Don't wait to put out a perfect website. Just chuck an eBay shop up. When we did a search on eBay, and only 9 products came up from one of the most common product searches, 9 of which they would have been the cheapest. Well, if I'm in that list and I'm as brilliant as they were, we get the money. So that's what we did. We came out and we said, okay, eBay shop, no brainer. Very cheap to set up. I might put a link in this video how to do that. eBay shop, and then we talked about social media and said about following people on Twitter, and you can follow referrers, violin teachers, and then you've got a reason, a purpose to put content out on social media. You're not just sitting there going, well, what's it for? Am I going to get a response? Which you always will unless you actually assemble your audience. And you know, you can do that easily. Just search on Twitter for the people who buy what you sell. They'll have put it in their profiles. You'll see them follow the lot. 30% on average will follow you back. You've got an audience. So a bit of social media, and we said obviously keep the posh website, keep the Magento website that you invested all the money in, and it just buys you more time to do it. If I can make some basic income off the best sellers selling simple product, basically pack and send, then that pays for all that wonderful marketing work and product development that's going to be needed to reach a higher end market and a premium market, which I have absolutely no doubt they could do very easily. Yes, refreshing. You know, business people that love what they do it all day, and they are authentic to the extreme in their brand. There are things they're prepared to do. I mean, he said to me, the owner, that he would never send out a product that they weren't happy with. Those people say that. I know he wouldn't, which means it's probably costing him a lot of money and time to actually ensure that what he gives out to people, the violin, it is fantastic, probably at a cost to the business. He bid, but that's okay, because that's what they're about. And no one can tell any business what they should be. That's entirely up to the owners. It's their life, their business. It's certainly not up to the government or any advisor to say you're not doing well enough. You need to change what you do and employ people and make as much money as you can. If that's not what your life is about, it's not what you should do. Okay, I'm in a traffic jam, and I'm signing back. Just thinking, the conversation I just had at the violin about business failure and how many businesses actually make it. We were talking about that because they've got to 7 years, and I wanted to point out that that's something to be proud of. I did a blog on this about 2 years ago, and I'll dig it out. I'll put it into the notes of this video. Statistics, you know, the official statistics from the government for the past 20 years have shown no, I mean even marginal, no improvement in business survival. And the statistics are always around the same. It's not regional specific, it's literally the equation, the inbuilt DNA of how this country supports and helps businesses survive and flourish. And the statistic is fairly depressing. When they get to the 5th year, there's only 45% left. Get that, right? 5 years in the UK. Most businesses, on average, there's official statistics, over half will have disappeared by the 5th year. Now, I was going to say I'm no sales and marketing expert, but I've been involved with a bit of sales and marketing. I know it's a lot easier to make money from people who are your existing customers, okay? What I mean by that is, it's a lot harder to get a new customer. It's expensive, it's difficult, it's risky. I want to keep what I already have. So focusing on new business creation, in my mind, seems like a waste of money. Not exclusively, you need a new crop, but hang on a minute. Right? We've just created loads of businesses. We just accept that half of them go to the wall within 5 years. Half of them with jobs, you know. So anyway, I bring it up because I'm driving home, I'm thinking about things, and I had that conversation with, in my last meeting. It's not advice, but I just wanted them to know, you know, anyone who's got to 5 years in business is a winner. You know, you've beaten the odds. 1 in 5, over 1 in 5, you know, don't make it. Over 50% don't make it. So, that's, I just thought I'd bring it up because, you know, it wasn't advice, it was in the last meeting, and I think that is a political scandal and an economic scandal, not how many new businesses are created and the fact that there was 0.3% economic growth this quarter. That means nothing to anybody. What means something is every single bit. If you line up 100 businesses, 50 are gone by the 5th year. Someone should do something about that. Anyway, I put it out there for you to discuss and comment.